Okay, our plans is to go ahead and cut this log. This is a poplar too. We're still cutting the ones we have here and behind me. I think you can see those. But yeah, this is a pretty nice log here, and it is. Let's get the ruler out, and I would say it's 12 foot because it's setting in on top of two 4 foot. No, that's. I guess let's see how long this thing is. It'll be longer. It's probably on 8 foot. Yeah. So actually, it's 9 foot. So this is a 9 foot. I think the last one I was looking at was like a 12 foot I cut, and this one here's a 9 foot, and we got a cross here, pretty nice cross here, about 15, maybe 15 and a half. We'll just say about 15 inches. This one here has been laying too, so it's been set. You can tell it's pretty much of a dry log. You can see it. The bark came off of it pretty nice. So that's a little bit less than we have to mess with it. So we're going to go ahead and start cutting it and try to get it into 8-inch wide and maybe 1-inch thick boards. Now I know they're 9 foot, but I'll end up trimming them down to 8 if I use them at 8s. I still got that project I'm working on, so it's basically what that's going to go for. We got the saw. So far we got it all adjusted up, greased up and everything right before we start. Every time we start something, you know, like this beginning of the day, even if I'm in the middle of something, if I'm in the middle cutting 3 or 4 logs or something, I'll go ahead and grease them up, just to hold on to them bearings. All right, let me get started here and we'll see what comes out. Okay, what I need to do now, I need to flip it up on the side, cut the top, and then cut the bottom, then get it into an 8-inch, and I'll be able to start taking boards off of it. So. This one needs flipped all the way around. There we go. Okay, I'll cut a piece off of here, and then like I said, what's left on this, if I cut a little bit thicker piece, you know, I'm just going to cut it up for firewood anyway. So let's see where I'm at. Maybe go up on this one. A little bit more. I like to bring that back. You're not really supposed to, because you'll pull that blade off of there. Sometimes you can, if you're not too far into your work. I want to go down a little bit lower. Let's go to 14 inches, so that'll be 14 inches there. Let's see. I don't know if I'll get through that top or not. Actually, I could have took a little bit more than that off of it, but that's okay. We'll deal with this. Okay, I think I'm going to have to end up shaving just a little bit off the top. So let me go ahead and turn this one all the way over. Always makes my nose run sometimes. Well, sometimes. Not always, I guess. Probably allergic to it. Damn zinger. Freaking heavy. Now I need to set my backstop down. What I got that on settle there? Let me go ahead and check it. I got 10 inches across. So I'll have to take it and lay it back down. And then take another 2 inches off of it. And then I can go ahead and flip it back up on its side cut boards. That should work. Go down. Looks all clear. Pull this in just a little bit. I'll cut a pretty thick piece. Now, like I said, that's a pretty thick piece, but you know, normally you don't cut that much wood off. You shave it off the top and then try to get a board out of there if you're just straight cutting it like this. But like I said, I'm just using it, so I'm gonna use it all anyways. I should get I actually need a couple 4x4s out of this one. That's what I need. So I got a project, another project. I need a couple 4x4s. So let me see how far down I can go with this before I turn it. Got 11 inches here and 10 inches that way. I'll take the 11. So let's see if I can just come down off of it about 4 inches, and then it'll still leave me about 7. Let me cut it down 4. See, about right here. I don't want to hit my backstop. I'm probably going to hit that one on the end. It gets it down. I'm just going to drop them. It takes a little bit of time, but once you get used to running the sawmill, it's, you know, it gets easier. It's a lot easier. Now that's going to be heavy. It's going to be very heavy. Yep, heavy. So I needed 8 inches, and I'm not going to get 8 inches that way. So I'm going to flip it up, cut this part here down to 8 inches, then take the boards that way. Then I'll have to flip, of course I'll have to flip it back over and do it again, but so that would be I think that was, pretty sure that was 10 inches across the top here. I think that was 10 inches. Yeah, so that's 10 inches across the top, so I need to flip it up. And that's kind of good because there's a piece there it wouldn't hurt to get rid of. Make sure it don't fall over because that's what it wants to do. That'd be easier. And then try to flip it up. Okay, here you go. Now, let's see, how can we do this neat yet? We want to make sure if it's 10 inches, I want an 8, so I got 2 inches to cut, but you gotta see where I'm set at. I'm 10 inches here, right there. Okay, I can set those. I can take a 1 inch off of that. That makes a real nice, really nice little board. And I've been gathering some up for using them in the workshop to make those little Christmas sleds this year. So that's how I made them last year. Seemed to work out pretty well. Okay, let's see what we got now. To bring it down to 8 inches, I'm just going to have a piece. According to this, it says 1 inch, but I can still use it. I normally don't cut trees like this unless I'm using them for something. So I don't go out and just cut a tree down to get the wood. If I'm going to use it for something like I'm building, or like I said, that use it in wood shop, then you know I'll go ahead and cut what I need. I did clear out a couple of trees in the middle because we wanted to put a greenhouse up here, and so I went ahead and removed a couple of the trees. And that's where this wood here came from, is those 2 trees. So, all right, let's see what we got. I should have an 8 inch if I flip it one more time, and it'll make really nice siding. I might have to cut a small piece off of there to, I don't know. No, I'm gonna have to, I bet you. I'm gonna have to cut a little piece off of it. Because I messed up on that, taking that 4x4. I messed up by cutting that well, they're not even 4x4. I just need the post, but they're close. I think they're 4 inches one way, and the other way is probably 3 inches or something like that. And I kind of messed up right there when I cut that. That took it off what I needed it for this here. So I'm going to be a little bit shy on it. Even though it's 8 inches. So I need to go down the next quarter. Actually come out really pretty thin, but I need it because I needed to build a door trim around the door. So I'm going to build, box it in, so it should work out pretty decent. Now we can go ahead and cut these. and get what I can out of a few of these. And then I'll cut that one I still call 4x4, but it's not. But setting on fire. Two-inch mark. Okay, got these done. Come on, pretty nice boards, you can see. Really nice and straight. I make sure I do watch my track. I make sure it's running straight. I'll actually take a chalk line. We always call it chalk line when you're doing carpenter work, but a straight line, and then start the beginning of the track to the end of the track, and then run it across there and see if it bows up and down. I check that. I check my back and forth this way, you know, for the level, and then I also measure off the blade down to the bed of it. So I do a few different things to keep it level. You know, and then, you know, also sometimes you get them waves in the wood, and most of the time that's just by maybe having a bad blade, or, you know, you got a knot or something in your piece of wood that wants to draw that blade up, or bring in your pulleys there, so it would cut a little bit closer. But I like those roller ones better. Taking it off bad enough, take it off, put it back on there. Alright, let's see what this thing sit at. 10, they give me 2 5s. That's 2 5 inches. bring them back down a little bit. A little high. So there's this one here. Well, what I do is, when they're up like this, I'm going to cut something that high. Because, you know, I've cut boards smaller, like the 1-inch boards, and then cut stickers out of them. But what happens is, sometimes when you're going down through, if you don't actually, you know, strap it down, just put it that way, when you're using the saw, sometimes you can push it through, and then it'll bend, you know what I mean, and then get bind up in that saw blade. So when you got things real skinny like this, narrow, and you're using that sawmill, you definitely want to be a little careful and take a little extra caution. Find a way to hold it down, because I've had them flip off and jam up my blade and bust my blade, and Lord be, I don't want to pay for that. Blades just seem like they're getting more and more expensive. I don't think I got it back far enough. Yeah, I think they're up to about $30, maybe $35. Depends on what kind you get. I buy them from Cook Sawmill. Some people don't like them from Cook Sawmill. I don't have any problem with them. So, and if I did, I'm for sure they would just come out and replace it, you know. So, I mean, these guys have been working with that stuff for many years. But I know if you had any questions, they would hesitate to tell you, you know, come out and explain whatever. I'm gonna look at that can. I thought that said 10 inches on there. It's 10. There's about 5. It's not real critical that I get that, you know, a complete even number, like say 5 inches by 3.5 inches or 4 by 4. I'm not looking for that. It's just a decorate piece that I'm using on a porch up here, and of course I'm not even using the whole thing. I'll probably just cut one of them, because I think I only need one piece. I'll keep the other one lay there, and then later on I'll probably just cut it up for something else, or just take it, put it in a shop and cut it up. So let me get this cut. Sometimes you gotta look down that track and make sure these backstops not up too high. I've already cut mine years ago. When I first started with the sawmill, that's the first thing I did. Do one of these backstops. And it seems like everybody does that. I came right down through it, and that blade had no problem cutting up metal. But I guess that's what everybody does when they first get them. Well, there you go. I got these two cut here. Like I said, they're not really for, they're not going to hold anything. It's just, they're going to be like a kind of end post on a porch. It's just, we cut it all, pretty much the whole thing out of rough cut. And just to kind of give it a decorated piece that it's in the center of the, I guess you want to call it, whatever you want to call it. But, yeah, if you know, about sawmills, the biggest thing about them is just got to learn them, take time and go over and over them. But I really enjoy mine because I do all my cutting for myself, not for other people. You know, a couple other videos I talked about it. But there you go. Pretty nice pieces of boards off of that. Poplar. Poplar's real pretty wood. If you buy poplar in the store, it's pretty expensive. Of course, it's planed. You know, sanded, they plane it, they sand it, and then also it's already dry. So a lot of your poplar wood you would buy in there, it's pretty straight. Most of them are, but very pricey. You know, very pricey poplar. And I don't understand it. There's so much of it, especially selling poplar around here. There's a lot of shops you can go to, like small sawmills that have poplar, and you know, make a deal with them. But and maybe get it cheaper you can in a store. Sometimes you can, sometimes you can't. Sometimes it's better to go to, you know, Lowe's or something like that and buy it, because it's I've found 2x4s cheaper, and sometimes that doesn't make any sense. So okay, if you have any comments, just leave them down below, and I'll get back with you as soon as I can. And thanks for watching.